You know how the old saying goes, right? My anaconda don't want none of these hypothetical shenanigans. Why? Well, because these slithering serpentine champions are completely content with their current ranking size as the largest snake in the world. And when you're at the top of your game, the only way is down. Yeah, pride cometh before the fall and all that. But we're not quite happy with that given assessment, because over here at Life's Biggest Questions, we enjoy nothing more than stretching out already existing creatures in our hypothetical, well, stretching machine. So let's see how an anaconda would fare, as if they weren't already huge enough, right? Hello internet, what's going on? And once again, welcome back to the most inquisitive channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions. As per usual, I'll be your disembodied floating voice, Jack Finch, as today we curiously ask the question, what if anacondas doubled in size? Roll the clip. Oh my word, that's terrible, isn't it? A giant anaconda stretching itself along the length of a waterfall like some terrifying, scaly yo-yo. No thank you. But for the curious amongst you, that clip was from the 1997 blockbuster Anaconda, starring Jennifer Lopez, Jon Voight and Ice Cube himself. And you know what? Whilst that film in particular is certainly dated, there's no doubt that it's still an awesome gem of cinema. And if anything, it makes the terrifying implications of this particular LBQ a little bit more comical. And trust me, we're gonna need it. But enough of that, because if you think the anaconda in that movie was big, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. First though, let's detail just exactly what we're dealing with before we ramp it through our hypothetical stretching machine. You know, because science. Why else? Now, when we say anacondas, we don't mean a single snake in particular, but instead the genus of them, the boa, of which 4 species are currently recognized. These are the green anaconda, the yellow anaconda, the rare darkly spotted anaconda, and the Bolivian anaconda, the most recently defined of the species. Welcome aboard. Now, whilst relatively similar in terms of physicality, the one thing that these species share in common is that they are all native to South America, which is the first notice of import to our hypothetical scenario. If you want to avoid these giant creatures, steer clear of the tropical subcontinent. Sorry, South America. What we're concerned with here though is the biggest of the 4 species, the green anaconda, which is pound for pound the largest snake in the world, although the reticulated python has slightly pinched the record for longest, but he's a skinny little guy, so it doesn't count. Currently, the average length that a green anaconda can grow to has been verified at a little over 17 feet, and there have been substantial claims of a single specimen growing at over 25 feet, although no such species have actually ever been captured and verified by a museum. That is important, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. And this is where things get a little bit difficult for us, because if we're talking about doubling this creature in its size, we need to pin down just exactly how large they can grow in the first place, because we need to talk about the giant elephant-eating creature in the room, the giant anaconda. You see, reports of the legendary giant anacondas of the Amazon have been common even before pre-Columbian times, playing a huge role in the many indigenous cultures of the Amazon basin, passed down through their oral traditions and often depicted as guardians of the mighty river and bringers of storms and the rain. It was said that when the early European explorers entered the dense jungles of the Amazon, they claimed to have witnessed evidence of giant snakes measuring up to 60 feet in length. And yeah, if that's the case, our hypothetical anacondas just got far more terrifying than before. Later, however, after the turn of the 20th century, they got even bigger. In 1906, whilst British adventurer Percy Fawcett was following his survey of the Bolivian-Brazilian border, he reported that he had shot and measured a giant anaconda that came in at 62.3 feet from nose to tail. And although his account was ridiculed by the Exploration Society at the time, several researchers have later came to his defense, arguing that Fawcett's writing was generally honest and reliable. The thing is though, there have even been reports alleging of even larger anacondas. One of these was alleged to be 147 feet in length, 45 meters of pure unbridled anaconda. Although that report is incredibly dubious, that would put this hypothetical anaconda at a mind-boggling 300 or so feet. Listen guys, I don't ever want to imagine a world where a 300 feet long anaconda existed. To put that into perspective, the anaconda's gigantic ancient ancestor, the prehistoric titanoboa, measured in at 42 feet in length. And you know what that would mean, right? Our hypothetical giant anaconda would be the size of 7.5 titanoboas. Yeah, I'm out. No thank you. Now, whilst that is at the tail end of this ridiculous scale of this hypothetical snake measuring contest, we certainly can't take that claim as a certainty, given that the simple fact is science tells us that anacondas just aren't that big, thankfully. You see, the general consensus by reputable bodies such as the National Geographic Society, the Nature Conservancy, as well as the San Diego Zoo, is that an anaconda's maximum verified length is 30 feet. So given that size, we're still talking about a hypothetical creature that is larger than even the prehistoric titanoboa. The thing is, the titanoboa existed at a very specific period in time where its massive size was down to the incredibly warm temperature of our planet during the Paleocene. This was thought to be reason for its absolutely huge stature at an average of 42 feet in length, given the fact that generally everything was huge back then. However, part of its downfall was down to its size and its ectothermic inability to adapt to a rapidly changing climate. Sorry, titanoboa, we'll never forget you. For our hypothetical anaconda though, utilizing its evolutionary strength tempered over hundreds of thousands of years to thrive in its tropical environment, there is no such obstacle. It is not outside the realm of impossibility for our hypothetical anaconda to not only very comfortably exist somewhere in the density of the Amazon basin, chowing down on more jaguars, capybaras and caimans than you could ever imagine, but it's also entirely plausible that a creature of such size does exist right now. Right now, as we speak, an anaconda that is double the size of the currently verified 30-foot king of the snakes could very well be slithering its way through the Amazon River. And there'd be nothing hypothetical about it. Why did it have to be snakes? Well, there we have it, our long and short answer to the question, what if anacondas doubled in size? They probably already have, and that's a terrifying thought that I'd just rather ignore. Well, what do you guys think? Do you agree with our scenario? Disagree? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before we depart from today's video though, let's first take a quick look at some of your more creative comments from over the past few days. Leela Smith says, are you comfortable, Jack, floating in the void? Well, I mean, I was thinking about getting a few house plants. It's a little stuffy in here. Maybe some succulents, something, or a fern. Can never go wrong with a fern. But yeah, I suppose. Thanks for asking. And finally, I'm Spleed now. Sorry, I can't say that without laughing. Says, bro, I was fighting the Ender Dragon and the notification showed up and he knocked me off the end. I hope you are proud. Get good, scrub. Well, unfortunately, on that note, that's all we've got time for in today's video. Cheers for sticking around all the way until the end. If you were a fan of this video or just life's biggest questions in general, then please be a dear and hit that thumbs up button, as well as that subscribe bell, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been a disembodied floating voice, Jack Finch. You've been watching Life's Biggest Questions, and until next time, you take it easy.